Welcome everybody to the daily Ascend Above astrological report. My name is Austin, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the astrology for September 28th today. So we are very close to the full moon. The full moon is tomorrow. We'll be having this full moon in Aries. And we'll actually be having the moon come into Aries today around 7:17 p.m. Central Time. But right now the moon's in Pisces. And this moon in Pisces will sextile Uranus, it will conjunct Neptune, and then it will make a sextile to Pluto. Overall, I feel like today is a great day to be able to adapt and develop throughout the day. And I think we do it by introspection, by being introspective, right? Because Pisces deals with introspection. You can also say like fanaticism and the dreamy element of Pisces. Pisces deepens our awareness into ourselves, right? Or brings a deeper conscious awareness. So that's what it's trying to do. It's trying to make you go into the unconscious. And as I'm doing this video right now, the moon's sextiling Uranus right now. As you can see, I'm in a totally different setting. I just felt the spontaneous urge of Uranus to kind of switch up the environment. And no, I wasn't really even thinking about the astrology. I knew it, but I just saw the synchronicity of it. It's pretty funny. So we'll have this moon sextile Uranus and Taurus. And I think this is really us wanting, like, gaining the deeper introspection and awareness of how we can make things more beautiful through this sort of spontaneous urge, right? Like the spontaneous, understanding and wanting to change our circumstances and do something different, do something better, right? Taurus deals with prosperity and beauty. So it's kind of nicer in a way. It's just different. I want to say it's nicer. It's just different than my usual setup, right? So yeah, well, then we'll have the moon conjunct Neptune. And it's interesting too, because the moon hitting Uranus, moon conjuncting Neptune, moon also making a sextile to Pluto. This is the triad of self, transcendence, and transformation. What does that mean? Everything outside of Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, brings an energy of wanting to connect to something higher, right? Wanting to connect to something greater outside of ourselves. So you can correlate that to a spirituality, the divine, God, whatever it is, you name it, right? And so I just think it's interesting. I think we're going through a process of self-transcendence, and I think and there's good aspects today. And so I think we can gain a lot of awareness through being introspective. And then the moon will come into Aries, and it's through the introspection after being introspective and gaining a deeper level of awareness and starting to understand things deeper, we can then gear up to take action when this moon comes into Aries. And that'll happen at 7:17 p.m., like I said, Central Time. And then we're pretty close to the full moon. And then anytime the moon comes into Aries after Pisces, it's like, we want to initiate, we want to take action, we want to go. And this is going to be quite an interesting full moon. I can't wait to talk about it tomorrow. But let's take a look at the chart here and get into this. So pull this up right here. So as you can see, let's see here. We have this moon down here in Pisces. And I'm actually going to pull this a little bit closer to me. Yeah, let's take a look at that. There we go. Perfect. So we have this moon here in Pisces down here, and it will be making, it's already making this sextile Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus. So Taurus is over here, right here. So the moon's making that sextile to Uranus and Taurus, and you may have felt it this morning or wherever you're at in the world. This transit, I believe, happened exact around like 7:40 a.m. Central Time. And so there's kind of been this unpredictable, maybe spontaneous sort of pivot in your day. Maybe you did something differently today, or maybe something differently happened. but it happened like in a good way, or you just decided to change things up. I'll give you the example of like a moon sextile Uranus type of morning. Let's just say you're going to get your coffee. You usually go to Starbucks, but then you're like, you know what? There's that new coffee place around the corner, and I actually heard they have some pretty good quality coffee. And so there's like this spontaneous impulse while you're driving to like, oh, I'm gonna go try this coffee place instead. That's sort of like the unpredictable, sudden element of what Uranian energy can be. Me this morning, for an example, I was like, you know what? I don't want to do the video in that space. I want to do the video right here. So, and you know, I think this is just such an interesting day. It's just such an interesting day. Later on, we're going to be having the moon as it progresses through, and I guess what I could do here is I'm going to skip it by hour. There we go. We're going to have this moon make its conjunction with Neptune down here. This is quite the dreamy energy. This is quite the Neptunian energy. I will say one thing about moon conjunct Neptune, and this will be happening, as you can see, about 1 p.m. Central Time, is it's very easy. You're very impressionable when it comes to moon conjunct Neptune. It's easy to be persuaded. It's easy to fall into illusions. It's easy to fall into traps. Because Neptune is sort of it's a nebulous that can shapeshift and can conjure up all types of abstract concepts. And so I think this is about gaining a deeper sense of self-awareness right here with this moon conjunct Neptune. A deeper sense of self-awareness and letting go. The more you try to control things with the moon conjunct Neptune, you're going to be frustrated. And, you know, with Mercury being here as it's getting close to making its opposition to Neptune, you know, Mercury deals with our intellect, our thought process, the way we understand things, right? The way we process things, the way we communicate. And so it's at odds here, you know, and it is 7 degrees away, but, you know, nonetheless, we have to remember that Mercury is still in Virgo. And so I think we're being challenged a little bit here to let go and allow. Like, let go and allow. Right? We don't need to, you know, trying to be a perfectionist during this time. You know, when the moon's conjunct Neptune, you have to remember that the moon moves a degree every 2 hours, right? So this transit will, you know, last about like 2 or 3 hours, maybe 4 hours at the most, before it's like separates out with a 2 degree orb. But yeah, I think, you know, perfectionism, I think it's good to go with the flow with the moon conjunct Neptune. You may feel kind of tired with this energy, honestly, or dreamy. This is a great time to meditate or to have a moment of mindfulness, because like I said, Pisces is trying to take you into the depths of your unconscious, right? To bring conscious awareness to it. You have to remember that the moon represents the mind, right? How we adapt and develop, how we initially react. And so I think this is, you know, let go of perfectionism here. And I also want to say, you know, go with the flow. And where do you feel intuitively led? Because where is that you're feeling intuitively led, it's like it's almost like the divine is trying to show you, you know, something that you're unaware of, something that you're unconscious of. Moon conjunct Neptune is a good time to self-reflect, like I said. So, and again, we're hitting these planets here, right? Moon making a sextile Uranus, then conjunct Neptune. This is the triad of self-transcendence and transformation. To connect to something greater than oneself, to allow the process of transcendence to happen. So let's keep going, because we are going to have, let's see, we're going to have the moon make its sextile to Pluto. And, oh, interesting. So Pluto's coming back, or Pluto has come back to 27 degrees. I don't know how I didn't catch that earlier, but here we go. So we're going to be having this moon make a sextile to Pluto. And let me pull up the pen really quick. We're going to have this moon make a sextile to Pluto right here. Boom. Moon right there. Pluto right here. And that's going to be at around 4 p.m. Central Time. So like I said, you just have to correlate it to where you're at. But I think that this moon making a sextile to Pluto, I think this is like allowing ourselves to go through the transformative process, right? Because again, I always look at Pisces as like the deep researcher, the person who's always looking for more, who wants to connect to more, who knows there's more, and knows that you can always become better. You can always become more aware. You can always become more conscious, right? But you have to dive into the unconscious. And this right here, Pluto is the digger, right? Pluto is going deep into things, and Pluto in Capricorn has been destroying these old structures, control mechanisms, certain systems and stuff like that when it comes to our life and when it comes to also the world. And so there's this energy here to where we're going to be feeling inclined to, or understanding, emotionally, intuitively understanding where we can make these deeper changes in our life, right? To recreate ourselves or to recreate things. Like Pluto is the planet of death, transformation, rebirth, right? Nothing old really dies, right? It shifts into a new form, right? And so this is us letting go of old ways and reconstructing new ones, especially with it being in Capricorn. And this is like making peace with it too. This is like an easy let go. This is like an easy transformative, transformational energy here. So that's why I said that today's actually, I would say, quite a good day. I think today's quite a good day, just overall in general, because there's not any bad aspects today in regards to the moon. And we have Venus square Uranus, which is bringing that eccentric energy. As you can see down here on my mouse, here's Uranus down here, then here's Venus, 22 is making it square, getting very close. I mean, it's pretty much already there, but there's this eccentric energy. I always say with Venus square Uranus, be aware of impulse, doing things compulsively or impulsively when it comes to Venus stuff, when it comes to your money and when it comes to your relationships, because there is a very eccentric, erratic energy that can arise, right? And so I think it's just, you need to confirm to yourself, like, is this smart? Is this something that, yes, this may make me happy, right? With Venus being in Leo, this may make me happy, but is it something that's going to sustain? Is it going to be good for me long-term? Taurus, right? So later on today, we're going to be having the moon that will come into Aries. And let's see, where's this moon at? Boom. Well, it's going to be coming in at 7:17 p.m. But as you can see down here, the moon's now in Aries. And so we come out of this nebulous of self-transcendence and transformation, and we reorient our energies to now taking initiative with the moon in Aries, wanting to take action. And that's going to be the transits for today. So I'm going to switch back over here. That's going to be the transits for the day here. If I can go back. I think I had to click that. Oh, yeah, that's why. Yeah, so that would be to the transits for today. This thing is kind of bugging out. Boom. So that's going to be the transits for today. I think today's actually a great overall day, if I'm being honest with you. We're on the build up to this full moon in Aries, which is going to be quite an interesting one. It's not with the North Node, but you know, it's going to go over the North Node afterwards. And so I think after, you know, the release of this full moon and the total conscious understanding and awareness of the lunation cycle, I think it's going to be quite interesting when the moon comes over the North Node. And I'm going to touch more on that tomorrow in tomorrow's video. So yeah, thank you all for being here. I hope this video helped you for today. And yeah, I hope everybody's having a great day. I wish everybody a great day. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. Be sure to click the notification button bell. It'll notify you whenever I upload the video. I may start going live and do like live reports. I think I can go live now on this channel. So we may be doing that possibly in the future. We'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you for being here, and I will see you all in the next video. See you all tomorrow.